Now on CoastTV News.
It's Halloween on Delmarva. All you need to know before sending those trick-or-treaters out the door. Compassion in Delaware. Governor Matt Meyer signs the Compassionate Release Act into law.
And the sun is shining on this Halloween Friday. I'm tracking the threat of up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts through our trick-or-treating.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Grace Eckerly. Today is Friday, October 31st. Happy Halloween and welcome to CoastTV News Midday. Starting off this hour by taking a live look into Rehoboth. It looks beautiful out there, and from what First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is telling us, it's going to stay this way into tonight.
Hey there, Grace. Yes, the winds have really begun to pick up through the morning. We're seeing gusts right now to 34 miles an hour, Indian River Inlet, 23 Delmar, 37 in Salisbury. Now we have that wind advisory in effect all of Sussex County, Kent County through Newcastle County. This is up through midnight tonight for that threat of up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts. As we take a live look into Rehoboth Beach, it's a beautiful morning. The sun is shining. Temperatures are right around 56 degrees. And with those higher winds, temperatures are pretty uniform from inland areas 57 in Seaford to the coast, where we're at 57 in Bethany Beach. Skies will remain clear and the sun will be shining throughout the afternoon. There's that area of low pressure that pushed through our area yesterday. That's kicking up through Canada, but this system is actually deepening, wrapping stronger winds behind it, and that's why we're expecting those winds to gust as high as 45 to 50 miles an hour. So dress warm if you're making your way out to trick-or-treat this afternoon. Into the evening, temperatures will be falling into the 50s and those winds will be gusting upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour. So it'll feel much colder than that air temperature. Coming up, we'll talk about the sunshine continuing into this first full weekend of November. I'll have my full forecast here in minutes. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. Sounds like you might want to send the little ones out with a jacket. And Halloween can always be a dangerous time for those little costumed pedestrians, but AAA says this year it can be even scarier, and they've given it a pretty scary name too. A traffic safety trifecta of terror is what they're calling it. The organization says the problems stem from Halloween being on a Friday night. Trick-or-treaters don't have to get up for school the next day, and partygoers don't have to get up for work the next day. And according to AAA, the daylight savings change can also make the big weekend a potentially even more dangerous situation. Here are some places across Delmarva where you can take those trick-or-treaters. Now in Milford, trick-or-treating takes place throughout the city from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Millsboro Fire Department hosting a trunk-or-treat from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Town Hall. And Lewes, trick-or-treating takes place on Kings Highway from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Salisbury. The mall will host trick-or-treating from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Today in Maryland, state and federal officials, along with labor and environmental groups, are in Baltimore for a big push to expand offshore wind energy. The event that started just moments ago at 11 is expected to include Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen for what's being called a Maryland Day of Action for offshore wind. Organizers claim the offshore wind project will lower energy costs, create jobs, as well as improve Maryland's plans for clean energy. This comes as the ongoing legal battle between U.S. Wind and some Delmarva communities, including Fenwick and Ocean City, are trying to block the effort to build wind turbines off the Worcester County coast. Delaware's Governor Matt Meyer has now signed the Compassionate Release Act into law. That's according to state leaders. It expands compassionate release eligibility, allowing prisoners to apply directly to the courts for release under certain circumstances. This would be in cases of serious medical illness for those 60 or older with 15 years served, or those who served 25 years and show rehabilitation. Supporters say it brings more transparency and fairness to Delaware's sentencing process.
It gives us real hope. It gives families, loved ones, and supporters hope that their loved one will come home, and that we are not the sum total of the bad choices that we've made.
The Compassionate Release Act takes effect 180 days after being signed into law in Delaware. Over in Maryland, Salisbury city leaders and Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services are teaming up to restore a row of century-old homes on Fitzwater Street. That's according to Mayor Taylor. says Westport is a major renovation project aimed at transforming long vacant row homes for first-time buyers. Construction will include full renovations, energy upgrades, and affordable purchasing options. The first homes are expected to be completed by late fall of 2026. Today marks the last day of paid parking in Ocean City and the end of the first season with fewer kiosks across town. We spoke with the transportation manager in Ocean City on how the season went. He says the transition this year went smoothly, citing only a handful of complaints. He adds that the town plans to remove the last kiosk at the inlet before the next summer season, meaning next year paying through your phone will be the only option. And coming up on Coast TV News Midday after this, some cool things to do this weekend. There's tons of Halloween fun, plus some ways to prepare for the season of giving.
And the wind will continue to steal the show this Halloween on Delmarva. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour. An absolutely beautiful weekend with plenty of sunshine. Congratulations to Joseph Weimer, Lewes, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. I'll have your full 7-day forecast here in minutes.
Happy Halloween, Delmarva, and clocks turning back Sunday morning, which means that you get an extra hour of sleep this weekend to enjoy. Coast TV's Christina Roberts has your plans covered with this week's cool things to do.
There are some spooky adventures to enjoy this weekend, plus you can get ahead on some holiday shopping. In Lewes, you can join a haunted history tour on Saturday and explore the eerie tales of the historic Burton Ingram House. Discover what lingering spirits may remain there. You are encouraged to bring a flashlight. It is the perfect time of year to head to the Pumpkin Patch, and if you head to Grassroots Rescue's Pumpkin Patch Adoption Bash in Lewes, you can leave with a new furry friend on Saturday. The Rehoboth Art League's 41st annual Holiday Fair Fine Craft Show is happening all weekend. Jewelry, glasswork, ceramics, and more will all be on display. Why not get your holiday shopping done early this year? And you can also do that at the Tanger Outlets. Their holiday shopping kickoff is on Saturday. More than 60 of the area's finest artists, crafters, and local boutiques will be set up at the Seaside Outlets from 11 to 4. And you can head to coasttv.com for a full breakdown of event tickets, details, and more.
Well, it really would be a picture-perfect Halloween if we didn't have these gusty winds, but nonetheless, we have bright blue skies and ocean view. You can see those west winds, choppy bay there, and temperatures right now are holding in the 50s. We're at 57 in Ocean View, and you can see those winds right now, 30-mile-an-hour gust, Millsboro, 37 in Salisbury, and those winds will continue to increase throughout the afternoon. And with the strong winds, temperatures pretty uniform across the area. We're at 56 Milford, 57 in Rehoboth, and 56 in Ocean Pines. Skies are clear, few cumulus clouds to the north as that big area of low pressure that brought us wind and rain yesterday continues to advance to the north and deepen and get stronger. And you can see the flow of moisture there off the Atlantic. That is now post-tropical cyclone Melissa that continues to race out into the North Atlantic, now moving at a speed of 48 miles an hour. Remember when it was down in the Caribbean and hitting Jamaica, it was barely moving as that system continues to lift out to sea. Now, as we take a look at Laurel, bright blue skies there, 56 degrees, and we have that wind advisory up through midnight tonight for that threat of up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Coastal flood advisory through one more high tide cycle here. Could see some minor flooding there along the Delaware coast. Now the advisory along the bay has been allowed to expire, but we still have a gale warning up through 6 o'clock tonight, and those gale warnings up for the Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia coast are up through 2 a.m. Those winds gusting upwards of 35 to near 50 miles an hour at times through the afternoon and into the early evening. As we go into the overnight, the winds will relax a bit, and we'll see gusts upwards of 20-25 into the day on Saturday. Temperatures today rising into the lower 60s under those sunny skies, and if you're making your way out to trick-or-treat this afternoon into the evening, dress warm because with those higher winds, it's going to feel a little colder than these temperatures, 57 by around 6, and we fall to 52 by around 8 this evening. We say clear overnight. We fall into the lower to mid 40s away from the beaches. A beautiful Saturday, a bit breezy, but we get those temperatures up to around 60 degrees. A colder start to our Sunday as the winds relax. We get a little radiational cooling. We could see some patchy frost into Sunday morning, and then we'll bump it up into the mid 60s, I think, by Sunday. But all in all, a beautiful weekend. And don't forget to set those clocks back an hour. Remember, if you have a watch like this still, you have to set it back an hour. test those smoke alarms. And yes, we get an extra hour of sleep, and us on the morning shift will certainly appreciate that. We have a sneaky little storm system that may bring us a little shot of rain here late Monday afternoon into Monday evening. We'll have to watch that closely as that slides out of here into Tuesday, but we dry out and we're looking at high pressure building in through the middle part of next week. Watching for that chance of rain late Monday, mostly sunny skies into Tuesday, 62 degrees. And look at that, we drop down to the upper 50s by next Thursday. Grace.
Thanks, Chris. And that weather yesterday was pretty crazy. Ocean City was hit by flooding as Thursday's storms rolled through. And crews were busy pushing sand that washed into the inlet parking lot back into the beach. Meanwhile, for people who were braving the elements, it was just another sight to see as rough waves crashed into the coast.
It's great.
It's angry. We love it. We love it.
We just need to get some fries at the Thrashers and come and sit and watch.
Those fries sound real good right now, and just as Chris had mentioned, today is expected to be a much quieter day on the coast.
Happy Halloween, Coast Life. If you join us today at 4, here's what's coming your way. I know it is Halloween, that's what we're talking, but we're also looking a little bit further ahead to the holiday season. Our friends at Shelbyville are looking for happy, ready volunteers for the holiday season. We're also going to be doing our winners of the week. It has been a while, and boy, do we have some Halloween awards to dole out to you. And I know that the conversation of insurance, it's not always a top of mind conversation, but it is one that's pretty important to have with your loved ones. We'll get into that as well. All of that is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. See you then.
Delaware State Police and the Delaware DMV partnered to host a trunk or treat in Georgetown. That was Thursday, and check out the pictures of the event here. You had DSP, some local police departments, as well as other first responders were there at the event. It was a nice time, and it brought out quite a big crowd there, as you can see on your screen. And there you go. Today is Halloween, and tonight your child's trick-or-treat haul could look a little different. Maybe you were at the trunk or treat last night and you're like, what's going on here? You may have noticed the price of those variety packs, those big bags of candy. It's gone up. They say it's gone up by nearly 11% or more. It's more expensive than last year. Now, you can expect your trick-or-treat bags to be filled with more tangy gummy candies, says a study, because they become more popular with younger consumers. And for the chocolate lovers, because of high cocoa prices, some chocolate makers are reducing the amount of product in a package or even the cocoa content. CoastTV News returns after this. President Trump urging congressional Republicans to end the government shutdown using what he calls the, quote, nuclear option that would eliminate the filibuster, dropping the 60-vote threshold needed to pass bills. GOP leaders have long opposed the idea, warning that it could backfire when Democrats regain power. In a post on Truth Social, Trump dismissed those concerns, saying Republicans should, quote, take advantage of the opportunity first, end quote. And Britain's Prince Andrew, a prince no more. His brother, King Charles, officially starting the process of stripping Andrew of his remaining royal titles and evicting him from the royal estate in Windsor. It's the royal family's strongest response yet to the disgraced prince's link to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this is the years-long controversy over Andrew's friendship with Epstein as it intensified after the release of memoir by Virginia Giuffre. Now, she allegedly claimed that Andrew sexually assaulted her when she was a teenager. Andrew was repeatedly denying those allegations against him. He claims he never met her. She then died by suicide in April. That was at the age of 41. And get ready for some nighttime road closures back here at home. That's in the Forgotten Mile area of Rehoboth Beach. Deldat says the area on your screen now, Robinson's Drive and Anna B Street between Coastal Highway and Fisher Street, is closing for milling and paving. Deldat says the work will begin November 3rd and end November 4th. That's from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. each day.
The sun is shining, but those winds are cranking on this Halloween. You see the blue skies there, ocean view 57 degrees. We'll top out right around 60 degrees with those winds gusting as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour. You can get your latest forecast as always by dialing the First Alert Weather phone, your 10-day forecast right after the break.
And it is a very fun day here on Delmarva, and we want to wish you a very happy Halloween from the Coast TV team. So we thought we could celebrate with a little Flashback Friday, as we're going to call it, and show you some photos of the Coast TV News team. Here is reporter Emma Aiken, Madeline Overturf. Oh, so cute, little dog there. Here's Kevin Zapay. Oh, the Incredibles. What a good costume. This is Elisa Weber, Ohio State. Check that out, Chris. Here's Matt Pensick with his two sons. Oh, so fun. Here you go, Drew Bellinger, dressed as, what is that, Batman?
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh.
We could skip past that one. Look at Nicole Richter. She looks beautiful as a princess.
Oh.
And Chris, that's you. That's Dracula over there. And here you go, special treat. This is Charlie Sakaitis' cat, Gaber. I think that he actually wins best dressed out of anyone.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a blustery Halloween here on Delmarva. 61 will do for a high, but we're going to fall into the 50s as those gusts upwards of 40 to 50 miles an hour. So dress warm when you're heading out. 62 for our Saturday, a really nice start to November. Remember to set those clocks back an hour. Could see a late shower Monday, but overall we are trending pretty dry into the start of next week. So looking pretty good.
That's a lot to look forward to, Chris. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Coast TV News Midday. If you like more local news or weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us right back here at 5 just later this afternoon. But until then, have a great day.